Here we have the week ahead strategy update for GameStop Corporation, stock ticker GME. Before we begin, if you find these educational materials to be helpful in your trading, please remember to click the like and subscribe buttons and leave your thoughts in the comments section below so that other traders will be able to find this information more easily on the platform. So here we have the hourly price chart, and the reason that I wanted to look specifically at the hourly price chart comes from the fact that I do think that there are some important technical signals that are being seen currently on some of these indicator readings. So I will, in this video, I will be pointing out some specific price zones and trading strategy outlook areas, which can hopefully be used to initiate some profitable trading strategies for this stock in the week ahead. So currently what we can see here is that share prices did manage to close near the 2350 level. We didn't quite get there on a closing basis, but this is on a shorter term basis, this is a fairly significant move higher from the 1988 recent low that had been posted during the August 28 trading session. In addition to that, we are seeing some positive trading volume activity here, which does start to support the outlook or the validity of this upward price move. So that is a positive signal. And then in addition to that, you also have this break above the exponential moving average cluster. So this is one of the reasons I wanted to look at the hourly time frame specifically, because this is one of the most common time frames that's watched by the entire market, and then specifically by chart analysis traders. So when we're looking at this price chart, what we can see here is the exponential moving average cluster that is based on the hourly time frame. So in other words, what we're dealing with here would be this declining blue line here would be the 200-hour exponential moving average. So this movement higher above all of these areas is positive. And then in addition to that, what you have here is this rising yellow line, which is now breaking above the 50 and 100-hour EMAs. So those are all positive signals. And then when you compare that with the increase in trading volumes that we have seen recently, this does start to point to a positive picture. However, what we do need to keep in mind is the fact that this is still a relatively short-term time frame. I do like to look at the more popular timeframes because I want to know what the majority of the market is looking at. I don't generally tend to side with these ideas that that there's secret information in the market, or I need to look at things a little bit differently than most people are looking at them. I don't agree with that at all. I think that what you do want to know is what the majority of the market is thinking. So for that reason, I do think that, especially in this case, I think that it's useful to be looking at the hourly chart specifically. I could pull out to the daily chart. That would be another example of a good price chart to be looking at. But as you can see here, when you pull out to the longer term timeframes, this chart becomes incredibly difficult to see and to understand what exactly is going on here, because things are really starting to flatline right around the sort of mid 20s. It becomes very, very difficult to understand what's even going on here. So if we're looking at the most recent trend movements that are currently influencing prices, the hourly time frame does seem to be giving the most clear pictures at the moment. And this does also give us some very important technical signals, not only with the moving averages, but also with the indicator readings. So specifically, what I would be pointing to here would be the fact that this is a positive price movement, but we have to take this into consideration with the broader trend here, because roughly what we're looking at here is about a 38% retracement of this prior decline from 29.79. So it is a good move higher, but the majority of this price move has not been recovered. So as I've asked in prior videos, you do need to ask yourself, if you entered into this trade, would you be happy about a price movement into 2350? Because if that's not the case, then something has changed about the trade. And what that really means is that you've been disappointed with the trade a lot more than you have been excited about it, and that you're now willing to accept lower levels as being a positive development. So that is something to definitely watch out for, because that's a huge part of trading psychology. It's very easy to get caught up in that trap, where you're now happy about situations that would have made you disappointed previously. So specifically, what I would want to point to here in this chart, in addition to the fact that these near-term readings are positive, you also want to take into consideration the fact that there are some important indicator readings that are showing on this price chart. I'll start with the positive reading. Here we have some downward trend momentum that is now recently breaking to the top side. With this move higher, we're seeing this downtrend in share price momentum start to break. And this is a significant trend movement here because this is the decline from 29.79. That is the major near-term top here. Clearly, prices have not been able to break above that level. We're nowhere near trading above that level, but the momentum reading for that price move is now starting to break. So that is a positive development here. However, everything here is not positive because, number one, we're starting to move into overbought territory. So that's not a good sign because we're only trading at roughly 23.50. Overbought territory suggests that share price movements have become overextended, need to start reversing in the other direction. This would be anything above the 70 mark. Okay, and this is an important reading because, as I said, this is the hourly time frame. So this is a time frame that the majority of the market is going to be watching. The majority of the market is going to be watching the daily time frame and the hourly time frame. Those two price charts specifically. So what the majority of the market is now going to start to see is that share prices are becoming overbought. So this is another reason to believe that share prices, this recent trend movement could be on the verge of reaching a point of overextension. Additionally, what we have here is a bearish divergence on the indicator reading, and this is a much more worrisome development here for this stock. So essentially what this means here is that you have to go back to the prior price lows of 1873 to see this downward declining movement in the relative strength index reading. The relative strength index is the purple line at the bottom of the price chart. Here we can see that the relative strength index reading came in at a certain level. We were falling into oversold territory, but as prices moved into, prices started to bounce out of there, which would be expected. It's oversold. You need to start to bounce here to revert back to the longer term moving averages. So prices did move higher, but then as they started to decline again into 1988, the indicator reading itself started to post lower lows. This is a major problem for anybody that is currently long this stock because the indicator reading can work as a leading indicator for share prices. So what this tells us here is that the overall trend momentum here in the positive direction is not being supported by the indicator reading. What you're seeing here is a bearish divergence, a lower low in the relative strength index relative to recent share price activity. So you're seeing a higher low in prices and you're seeing a lower low in the indicator readings. What that means is that this recent trend movement higher is not being supported by the indicator reading. This largely invalidates the major price move higher. So when you compare that with the fact that the indicator reading on the hourly chart is starting to become overbought, you've got some warning signals here that people really do need to be paying attention to. So here's the current market update for GameStop Corporation, stock ticker GME. Our high value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk to reward metrics that target massive market beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market, lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership, and start trading stocks with the pros.